Lydia, all week long you said you weren't thinking about the $1 million, you weren't even really looking at it. When did you let yourself first think about that $1 million prize that you're taking home?
After I finished my 72nd hole, I thought I might be in a position of playing a playoff, and then somebody told me and said, "Oh, you got the million." And I was like, "Oh, really?" It wasn't something I was thinking about all day, and when I was out there, I just set myself a goal, and that's what I tried to reach for.
I remember sitting here a year ago when you cashed your first professional check by playing in this event, and you talked about what you were going to buy. Have you thought about what you're going to buy yet with the $1 million?
No, everything's just happened so quickly. I didn't know that I would have these 2 trophies and this box full of money. But I'll definitely think about it, and I'm not gonna spend one big thing at once. That's for sure.
I did though hear that you had a little gift in mind for your mom. What are you going to get your mom?
That bag that she wanted. She's done so much for me, and I said I would get it for her then, but now she'll go, "Okay, I'll have it, honey." So I'm sure she'll be looking forward to that bag.
I'm going to open it up for questions. Please raise your hand. Doug, we'll go to you first.
Do you have any idea how much vodka you can buy with $1 million?
No, maybe I should get an expensive one or something.
Lydia, did knowing that you'd won the $1 million bonus put you at ease at all going into the playoff? Did you feel like a winner before you even got into the playoff?
Kind of in some ways. I thought I would be much more nervous than I really was. I was nervous, but I wasn't like shaking really bad. But I knew I was going up against 2 awesome players, 2 tough players, and I said, okay, let's just hit the fairway, and then put myself in good positions, and at the end of the day, I won. So it's been amazing, and I'm glad that everything's over. And I was actually having a countdown for how many holes we had left, and I would have never imagined there would be an extra 4 or 5 holes.
Karen?
Lydia, last year here, I don't think you broke 70 in any of your rounds. What was the biggest difference this year and last year?
It was really tough, this year with the wind. It was windy last year too, but I think it was windier, and it was really confusing because we were kind of blocked by the trees, and then up there would be doing some different stuff. And I don't know, this week I thought I got my putter rolling well. I gave myself opportunities, and I was able to make most of them. And when I was putting for par, I tried to do the same thing too. But I think there was a little bit of pressure last year, being my first tournament also. Bless me.
Bless you. Beth Ann?
Lydia, you've had a lot of significant moments in your life already. Where does this rank this day?
This is a pretty special moment. My dad came on the weekend, and he was able to be here. David was here all week, and Sean was here earlier in the week, and my agent's here, my mom's here. Pretty much the whole team was here, so this was a special week, and it's a week I'll definitely never be able to forget. Yeah.
One more. What do your friends back home who don't play golf think about money like this? Do they give you a hard time about it, or?
Sometimes they're like, "Oh my God, you're like a millionaire," and blah blah blah. But I'm going out there, not thinking about it, and it is huge money. Even $1,000 is huge money. For us, $100 is huge money. So it's getting bigger. And but the great thing about my friends is most of them don't play golf, and when I'm hanging around with them, we don't talk about golf. We don't talk about the hook I hit on 7 or whatever. So that's what I really love, and I kind of feel like I can get off the course, get my mind, free, and just be that teenager.
Lydia, you talked a little bit earlier about what this experience in a playoff kind of helped you. What does that do? You really hadn't been in a playoff before, so what was going through your mind during those holes, and what do you think you're going to take out of that experience?
Yeah, I've been in a playoff when I was an amateur, and I think my first one was when I was like 9 or something, and then we're playing on a par 3, and I skied my hybrid straight up, and it only went like 20 yards. And I ended up making a double, and that wasn't a great experience. But the other one I won, which is at the Australian Stroke Play. So I kind of try to think about this one, and I mean 18 is a great playoff hole. I mean it's really tough. So all I said was just hit a good drive, hit a good shot into the green, and just putt for that birdie, because it's really not easy.
Oh, question back.
Hi, Lydia. Congratulations from local Naples. And we have a local Naples amateur girl here. She's 15 years old. Come here, Kelly. And what advice would you give to her? She's upcoming on the Florida State Amateur. Any advice that you would give to Kelly? She's embarrassed. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm pretty embarrassed to give an advice to a girl that's only 2 years younger than me. One of the things I try and do is just have fun, and it doesn't matter if I'm shooting a 70 or a 75 or a 65. I try and stay in the moment. Really have fun and just enjoy every tournament, because you really never know what's going to happen at the end of that Sunday. And I always say just have fun, and that's the most important thing, and that's a big key, I think, to having a long career.
Steve?
Going back to the playoff, when Saganda hit the shot in there to look like 4 or 5 feet, were you sort of like, well, it's over, or did you let yourself think that far ahead?
When I was walking up, I kind of noticed it was 6 feet. I thought she hit it to like a foot when I was way back there, and I just said, okay, we got to give this a good run, because she's a great putter, and she's gonna make it. But I left my putt short, and I was really disappointed with that, because if it ended like that, just ending where you leave it 2 feet short, that's not where you want to be. But she missed, which came to me as a surprise, and from there I said, okay, this is a new hole, next one, and that's all I thought about. And I really didn't see Carlotta's shot, for the last hole. So I told Jason, where'd it go?
Question in the back.
Yeah, Lydia, after your round today, you went to the driving range to obviously work on some shots. Did you work on some shots that you used on 18 to actually help you win the tournament?
Well, I hadn't been hitting the ball fantastic, or I wasn't hitting it that great the last couple of days, but luckily David was here, and he checked my swing after every round, and today I felt like I hit the ball pretty well. I hit a couple thins, but they ended up being pretty good, and I made a birdie from that, and people say thin to win or whatever, but I felt much more comfortable hitting my long game today. And I mean, I didn't really prepare for that shot, but my drive was pretty consistent, so I really had 3 times the same distance, and I really didn't need to pace it off and just check the wind. And the last one was only when I went down the club.
Karen?
What was it like to play the 18th hole over and over and over and over?
Yeah, I thought 4 times was enough. It's a tough one, and it's with the pin position being on the left side behind the bunker. It's really tough, but luckily we had the wind into us. Still hitting a hybrid or a long iron in there, but it makes it a little easier to stop it. But obviously I like the hole now. I haven't made a bogey there, and I made a birdie yesterday there. So it's a fun hole to finish on, and I think it's great for the crowds too.
Doug?
Lydia, if you go back to this time a year ago and looked ahead to your rookie season, what do you think would have been a season that you would have been happy with?
I think just playing consistent. Top 10s are really tough, and you have to be in good form to be in that position too. So I just said, okay, just go out there, have fun, have a couple top 10s, and just really learn more about the tour, and what it is like to play on the tour, playing full time. And that was just one of my biggest goals, and to come off with 3 wins, it's been an amazing year. 3 wins and 2 wins. Yeah, about that.
Michelle?
Lydia, it may seem absurd to ask you this, as good as you are right now, but you are only 17. What are the things you think you need to do to become an even better golfer at specific parts of your game?
I think, no, there is no perfection, and even if I shoot a 10 under, I know I'm going to find a little mistake or a little putt that I'm going, oh, I wish I had that. And I think, my game needs work in every area. It's definitely helped, and the day I'm hitting the ball well, I wasn't putting it well. So this week, my putting really helped, and that's definitely one of the biggest things I'm going to work on.
Any other questions for Lydia? Greg, over here. Let's get a mic to Greg, please.
You mentioned out there you were looking forward to what was coming up next year. What would that be that you're really shooting for?
I'm just gonna enjoy my off season, enjoy a couple weeks off, and then, really get prepared. And this is the season finale, and I'm excited that, it's kind of over, and, I finished on a good note. But next year's a whole new year. Everyone's playing great golf. Everyone's gonna be really energized, really fresh for next year. So that's the same mindset. This has been a great year, but I'm never gonna go a step further and have wide shoulders and go, oh, I won 3 events and everything, because you just never know. Golf's that kind of game that you can shoot 65 one day and then 85 the next.
Doug?
Kind of answer my question. What are you going to do for an encore?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do for an encore? How do you top this year?
It's gonna be tough. Yeah. No, I think I played pretty awesome this year, and I've had like 14 top 10s and 3 wins. It's a year that I would have never thought that I would have, and it's a hard year to top off, and just playing consistently is my goal for my whole career, I think.
Well, Lydia, while there's a lot of impressive stats, the fact that you haven't missed a cut at all in your career of playing LPGA Tour events, now take home $1 million prize at 17. Got some pretty impressive stats out there. Congratulations, 2 beautiful trophies, and a great way to end your rookie season. The 2014 LPGA Rookie of the Year, Lydia Ko.
Thank you.